This is the Western Wilds by the awesome Alien Jim. It is 136.64 megabytes to download. And the description there says, welcome to the Western Wilds survival mode. Do you have what it takes to design your own fields, create areas to raise livestock and build production chains? No neighbours to stop your advancement or bog you down with contracts for field work. It's just you and the wilderness. You have the ability to remove all trees, rocks, power lines and a water stream from the map to help aid in your discovery of your inner farmer. There are 20 gold nuggets to find. Go to the gold hut to see the clues where to look for the nuggets. The map includes 2 sawmills, a limestone production plant and a BGA. Also a gold production plant to aid in washing stones for gold, then smelted to gold bullion. Also, I have added plough state to landscape ground painting textures. Please note that using this option to create fields will lose the ability to produce stones in those fields. You can also find 2 trailers for transporting methane under miscellaneous category. I hope you enjoy this survival mode. That sounds awesome, and it is awesome, so let's go and check it out. Here we are. This is where you start off in all 3 modes, and this is the map. So it is kind of very No Man's Land-esque, and by that I mean in terms of the map being split up into different numbered plots which you can buy. I do like the way this has been done though by Alien Jim. It looks like the PDA is on an actual sort of iPad or something like that. We've got a ruler over here. It's obviously sat on a desk. We've got a biro pen up there. We have a post-it note which has some writing on. That is kind of like our key to the map. I think you can see it, hopefully. It's very light though. Next to AI routes, that has got like a grey-white line. That is basically going to be these tracks that go all the way across and around the map in various sort of angles and whatnot. That is the way the AI workers will be able to drive. So they will be able to drive on those routes. I haven't actually tested it, so hopefully it does work. So they're not going to be able to drive cross country through any of these sort of zones like that. Then we have land borders. That's like a darker black almost colour. That is basically just the edges of the plots, I would imagine. Then we've got a blue dot which says cuttable signposts. Now there is a few of those dotted around the map. We've got 1 just here underneath the animal dealer. There's 2 there. There's 3 down here. I'll come back to this plot later. That's very cool. And there is 1 over here. That is the only ones I found on the map. But that does all kind of tally up with what is said in the description about removing things. So pretty cool. I'm in new farmer mode. So in new farmer mode we start off with plot number 3. The other plots are kind of varying in prices, but they're all pretty much the same. I think the cheapest one's about 51,000 and the most expensive plot is 85,000, and most of them are 85,000. All the ones around the edges are a bit smaller. So R1 is 79 grand, number 1 in the corner is 69, then all these ones are 85, like so. So pretty cool. And then again down on the corners and outside a little bit cheaper, 74. The cheapest one is plot 30 because that has been cut out because of this area. So that's 57,000 actually, not 51. So that's the cheapest plot, and the rest are kind of, you know, between there and 85 grand. So not bad at all. We've got quite a lot going on up here, which is where we start off. I'll go through everything in a minute. Over here is kind of our starting farm in new farmer mode. So we do have a farmhouse. That is where most of our equipment is. Now, as you may have noticed, there is a few other farmhouse symbols on the map. There's 1 there, there's 1 there, there's 1 there, and there is 1 there. The majority of them are fire lookout towers. They're not sleep triggers. They are just there to show you that. We will look at this one and I'll talk a bit more about them. There's another one there, fire lookout, that's another one. But this one over here is actually the gold hut. Again, we will check out that. That's where you can find clues to where the gold nuggets are hidden. So pretty cool. We do have a forklift over here. And we've got various sort of sale points, but we'll go through it all as we get round. Do have a BGA, which is over here. Now, this area, you can actually buy that strip for 20,588. If you buy that strip, it doesn't mean you own those production points on the map. You will have to buy them as normal, just by going up to the spanner or the wrench and buying them like that. But this area is quite spacious, so I'm guessing if you buy it, you'll be able to chuck a couple of other extra things down. So we have the BGA there, sorry, with a methane station, electric charging station. Then we've got the gold production and the lime production, like so. It's pretty cool. We will check it all out. What I do like is where the plots are sort of 85 grand. If you went here, there's quite a lot of forestry area in that plot, or 47. So you are going to make a ton of money back from clearing that plot. So although these are all just predominantly sort of grassland areas, they might have the odd one or two trees on them. These darker areas are all places with forestry in. So you could make an absolute ton of money from that. There's a very cool abandoned farm here, which we will see as we go round. That is pretty impressive. I'll talk a bit more about that as we go round. I'm starting to stutter. I must be getting flustered. Right, let's go through slot counts and everything. I would like to get all this out of the way. It's not actually going to take us long to get round the map, because there's not a huge amount on here, but what is on here is pretty cool. There's some very nice features, there's some good detail on here. It's going to be mainly telling you what things do and how you get this and do that, so the actual tour around itself shouldn't take too long. In new farmer mode, we start off with small tractor, which is the Stayer 8150. The slot count in new farmer mode is 967. We've got a Russell mash harvester. We've got the forklift, which is down there where I showed you. We'll see all that a bit. We've got the lizard pickup 1986, which is to our right as we start. We've got a Crampe half pipe trailer, header for your Russell mash, small plough. We've got a cultivator, the Nordsten seeder, fertilizer spreader. We've got a 10 winkle 600 kilogram weight, and we've also got this Meridian belt system, which is also down the area where the forklift is, and again I'll show you all that as we get down to that area. In farm management start from scratch, if you come on here in those two modes, you don't start off with anything, no land, no equipment at all, and the slot count is 850. Now, if you sell everything off, which I've just showed you in new farmer mode, you can get the slot count down to 879. So if you don't want to start off with any of that equipment, then by all means do. The belt system here, I would recommend you probably leave that in. I will tell you why when we get down to it, or else put something else in yourself, but you'll see what I mean when we get down there. You can get the slot count down even further and lower, because there is various little things on different plots. Now, I haven't gone through everything to buy the land and sell off the buildings, but I have done a bit of homework. I'll talk about the farm when we get to it, because you can sell off the buildings there. There's not a huge amount there. In terms of mods, there's not a great deal. What I'll do is I'll get out into this open bit, because I like to show you some of the buildings. So in sheds, we've got a couple of sheds modded in. We've got this vehicle shelter, which we've seen before on a few maps, and we've got a carport like so. And then in farmhouses, we've got all the farmhouses sort of base game. So we've got the sort of trailer park, caravan, Oak Belleron, Elm Creek, Erlengrat, this fella, and then this is the modded in one, which is on our farm, which we'll see in a bit. In decoration and others, there is quite a few on here. So base game, it would stop at this green shed here for 1,000. We've got the fire towers, abandoned barn, abandoned shelter, abandoned house, abandoned sheds, abandoned animal shelters, manure system, abandoned one, abandoned farm silo, abandoned farm entrance, abandoned horse barn, electricity hut, wooden bridge, water surface small, a medium one, a large one, and an extra large one. That is it. So all these abandoned things you will see on the farm when we get down there, which is pretty cool. Silo there, which is very sort of no man's land style. In the oh no, there's one more. Where's that? That is in here, sorry. This has been modded in. It does tell us in the description. It is the 2 trailers. So we've got a Lizard MKU, a 32. That is a 32,000 litre capacity. You'll need a truck or a dolly to pull that, but that has been modded in because that does take methane, as it says in the description. And then we've got a Joskin that has been renamed to the Biogas 8000. That will hold water and methane, so pretty cool. Those are those. The painting textures, in fact I'm going to do the painting textures when we get to the farm, so I will come back to that. There's no contracts on here because obviously there's no fields. And then if we come up to the info screen, as it says bottom right, 20 collectibles, that is the gold nuggets, so pretty cool. We don't start off with any production chains or anything like that. And I think that is all that nonsense out of the way. I do apologise when I go on it like this, but I do like to try and give you as much info as possible. So there is our pickup. I might just run this little bit just over here. And what I like, what has been done is these icons, if you haven't turned on, they've been made a lot smaller, so they're not quite in your face. I like that. Got a wardrobe there. I've left the help menu on in this map tour because you'd be able to see a few things a bit better. So as you can see, open wardrobe, so we can open the wardrobe there, change your clothes. This is the animal dealer sale point, which is for your like your bales or loose silage, grass, etc. Got the animal dealer itself here. Obviously we don't have any pastures at all. Now you notice I come towards this electricity hut. There is a few of these dotted around on the map. If I come around here, there is a little sign there. If I walk up to that, if you look at the help menu, electric humming off. So we can turn that noise on and off, which is pretty smart. So if I hit circle, that's better. So you can turn that on and off. I like that. This is our first signpost. So it says cutting this signpost with a chainsaw will permanently remove all power lines from this map. So that is all of these, all the poles and the lines. It will get rid of all of those on the map, every single one of them. I'm not going to do that at the minute because it will kind of ruin what I'm going to do a little bit later. So I will chop down some of the signs, the other ones, just so you can see them as we go round. So that is, I will do this bit actually. Again, we've got a cash machine. Look at the size of that little icon. Help menu there, it says check finances. So that will take us to our finance screen. And then we've got our shop menu just there. Pretty cool. Right, I'm going to jump in the pickup and head on round. Oh, you can go out this side. We're not completely restricted like no man's land. We can go through here, drive out this way even. There's people walking about. Do have a road, main road here, but we can't go out. Look, if we go up, we are stuck here. But that is pretty cool. At least you're not completely abandoned out the way. Look at that cool dude. Howdy, partner. Right, let's carry on round. Like I say, there's quite a few points of interest up this end, so what I'd probably do is I'm going to stop around here maybe and come back and show you where things are. Right, we do have a fuel point here where you can buy fuel, which is good. Right next door we've got a workshop trigger, and then your icon bit is there. This is our first sell point, and this is farmers market. A lot of things are labelled up like this. So this is your same sell point, farmers market. This will be for all your sort of grains and crop types to sell them, so it's like a main sell point. But what is cool about this, as you can see by these two symbols, it says we can take things out. So this pipe here, a bit like no man's land, you can buy pretty much anything from here. So grapes, even if you've got a grape trailer, solid fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, pretty much everything. So that's pretty cool. But I'm going to come back to that as well. Apologies for keep saying that, but I will. We've got a couple of water points dotted around the map. This is free water as well. You can load up with your water here, which is pretty cool. But we do have on the map a little sort of pond, lake there, and then obviously the stream which runs along. If you don't get rid of it, I'm assuming you should be able to fill up with water there as well. But I think there's 3 of these on the map dotted around, which is pretty cool. Just over here we have a seed, lime, herbicide, solid fertilizer and liquid fertilizer buy point. Now I would be a little bit careful with this, because on this side, if we look at the pallets, we've got our seed pallets, we've got lime, we've got herbicide, we've got solid fertilizer, and then we've got liquid fertilizer. You've got 2 different buy points for all of those. This buy point here is for those 3, so herbicide, lime and seeds, and this buy point is for those 2, liquid and solid fertilizer. I leased the modded in big tanker, pulled up here. I was hoping it would give me some sort of option between herbicide and liquid fertilizer. Because I guess I was more this side, it started loading up with herbicide. If you are quick and stop it, you can then move forward a bit and fill up with liquid fertilizer, and it will swap over to liquid fertilizer. But what it will do is it will charge you for that small amount of herbicide that you've put in. So I would say come in, if you're after liquid fertilizer, come in from sort of this angle and stay this side. Do not pull up along this truck and try and load up. With the seeds and lime, if you pull up here with a trailer, it will give you the option. But again, if you pull up here, you're more this side, it will just fill up with solid fertilizer. So it's just one thing to be aware of. Thought I'd mention that. Right, we've got another farmers market sale point over here. This is for all your sort of products, so all your production pallets, etc., eggs, lettuce, tomatoes, strawberries, things like that. So that's pretty cool. Then we do have a farmers market wool sale point. Again, it's pretty much sort of labelled up, so that's for selling wool. And right behind us we have the farmers market milk sale point, so you can sell your milk just there. If we run into this area, we've got the sawmill. So this one, there is 2 sawmills like it says on the map, but this one is the production chain one. The other is just purely a sell point for wood chips and logs. But you can do all of that here. You can sell your wood. You can use this as a production point, so wood chip outlet. And this is very, very cheap to buy. 20 grand to buy. Whereas most of the time the sawmill is 100 grand to buy. So pull up in here, you can sell your wood. And there's your little icon there to sell it. So if I show you on the map, we've just done all of that like so. So pretty cool. Let's jump into the pickup and we'll kind of start heading round. But like I say, most of this map tour is going to be me explaining a few things. I did stumble across a few of the gold nuggets as I went round, but I'm not going to ruin it for you by showing you too much. Right, if we head on down this way, we've got our first fire tower just here. Now obviously you can go all the way up them, you get a pretty nice view from up there, like so. Whether there's any gold nuggets up any of them, I'm not sure. Now one thing to be aware of, talking of that tower, if you buy some of these plots, you cannot resell them. So if you buy this plot, you will not be able to resell it because you've got all these buildings here and the fire tower. The same goes for this area over here. If you buy it, you cannot resell it. It will not let you. Same for 56, because you've got all this down here. It will not let you resell it. And on these plots where you have got the fire lookout towers, if you buy that plot and you want to sell it again, you need to sell this lookout tower. But that also comes with another warning. If you want to sell off some of the things on the map that are already there, so the fire lookout towers, that electricity outlet I showed you where you can turn the humming on and off, if you sell things like that off and all the things down on the abandoned farm, it charges you to get rid of it. So you don't get money back for it, it charges, and I'll show you what I mean in a second when we sort of go round. But I think that's pretty cool. We have seen that on some other maps. I'm pretty sure on Calmsden Farms you got charged for cleaning the rubbish. I need to stop here actually and run out because we do have these two signs. So this one here, if you cut this down, it will permanently remove all the trees from the map. So that will get rid of all the trees. This one will get rid of all the rocks. So those two are very much the same as No Man's Land. So if you've played No Man's Land, you'll know exactly what I mean by that. But obviously again, if you want to chop down the posts like that, you will need to buy the land that they are on. And then we are going to drive up into our farm area, which is pretty basic, but it will do. I'll turn that off so you can hear. We have got a farmhouse just here. You can just about see the sleep trigger on the doorstep, like so. There's no wardrobe up here, it's up at the shop as you've seen. We've got the carport there, one of the sheds with some of our equipment in, and then another shed just there with more equipment. We do have a couple of these street lights or lamp posts here. There's our harvester. That is pretty much your farm. Out here there is no sort of field info. I've got field info switched on, nothing's coming up. If we go up into build mode, you can kind of just see where this sort of square, whether it's sort of them telling you where you could possibly put a nice field, and the same here, you can just make out sort of more of a rectangle shape, this one. So you could possibly have two nice little fields there. You don't have to, it's entirely up to you. Now I did run over this with a cultivator thinking that it might just need sort of running over like that to stir it up again, but it doesn't come up with, you know, any of the field info, nothing. It doesn't get rid of these sort of weeds looking grass. It's not really grass, is it? It's more weeds. Right, let's go into landscaping, because there is a few different painting textures. I'm not going to show you all of them, but it does say in description that Alien Jim's added in the ploughed state, which is there at the very start. I'll come back to that. So we've got that, we've got animal mud, asphalt, concrete, dirt, forest ground, grass, dry patchy grass, gravel, gravel dirt, gravel dust, gravel grass, gravel moss, pathway, pathway gravel, riverbed, rock, dark rock, wet mud, and that is it. So quite a few, which is pretty cool. Now I would like to show you them all, but it will take forever, and it's going to be a bit of a long map tour anyway, I think. One thing I did find with the ploughed state, if we put that down, because we own this land, we can do that. It doesn't get rid of those weeds, look. I thought that was a bit odd. So I'm guessing, and again I haven't tried it, I may very well do that now. If we head towards where we've done it. Now look, field info. If we come away from that, it disappears. So we do get the field info come up, so that is basically showing us that that is a field. What I am going to do actually, out of interest, is grab our tractor and the cultivator. Again, this is a bit out of the ordinary for me on a map tour. I don't normally do things like this. I normally just show you. But I am curious now. I probably should have tested this before I started the map tour, but at least you'll get to see what I mean. I'm wondering if we go over this now, will that slow down, drop cultivator. See, no it doesn't. See, that's a bit, I don't know if I'm being a bit stupid. I mean, maybe you need to use a plough then to get rid of those, but then if you're doing that, then what's the point in putting the painted texture down? You might as well just carry on with ploughing your own fields, creating your own fields. Because another thing that it mentions, if you use that ploughed state paint, you don't get any stones from there. So, and you probably will need stones on this map, which I will talk about as we get round to that said area. So that is our farm area. Yeah, that's a little bit, I mean, I might be being a bit, I don't like to say it, but thick. If I am being a bit thick, someone please let me know in the comments. But I would have thought if you've created a field by painting it, if you use the cultivator, it would at least get rid of those weeds, wouldn't it? I'm just going to show you one cool thing. Now, apologies for giving this away, but this cool rock here, I was intrigued by that because it does show up on the map. I thought, this is very cool. What is happening here? We've got a little ladder. We can go down in here. Very nice area. We've got a little lantern. Nothing really in here, is there? I'm not sure. Oh, we can go through here. Got a little bit of water here. That's very nice. Oh, what have we got here? In the help menu, collect. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a golden nugget. 50 grand. Now, I am not going to ruin it anymore. A couple you will see as we go round, so I can't really do much about that, but all of the others I'm going to leave for you to find. I only found 5 in total as I went round, but the main reason why I bought, not bought, I didn't buy it, did I? Main reason why I collected that is so that we can purchase something a bit later. Right, we've got a nice little area here which ties in with the plot that the shop in that fire tower is on, if you wanted to buy it. So all these power lines, you can see you can get rid of those if you want. And as you get out in this area, you can see all the sort of forest areas dotted around, but it's pretty open. Got the odd tree here and there when you come out into the open. Now this is awesome. I'm going to stop about here. I'm not going to run around the farm. What I will do is I'll go up in landscaping mode. But this is the abandoned farm. Now this is got the potential for all sorts of role playing and, you know, storytelling. It's just awesome. So let me quickly show you. We did all this area up here. We came down this route, checked out the fire tower. I stopped there. There's the 2 posts. Went up here, done our farm, and as you can see, look, it's come up with that as a field. Look, we painted in, so that's pretty cool that it does that. Oh, I forgot to show you that. What a bummer. I'm going to skip up to that because that's pretty random. That's pretty cool. There's that big rock there. Came down here past that sort of placeable area, and we are now down here. So to buy the abandoned farm, all of it is spread over these 2 plots, 25 and 26, and obviously they are going to be 85 grand each. Let me just hop back up to here. Again, this is a bit random. I'm sorry for hopping like this. If I go back up to the map menu, I noticed this little, see this little yellow orangey dot there. I thought, I wonder if that's a little hint for a golden nugget. Well, it's not. If we head on out into the little wood area, I need to find it. There it is. Very randomly, look at that. It's a baby sunflower. So that yellow showing on the map, I need to move away. If we go down to sunflowers on the right and turn that off, it gets rid of that. And that leaves the orange mark, which is corn. If I do that, it gets rid of that now. So I'm thinking, well, what is happening? Is there some corn? I can't quite see the corn, but that is pretty cool. And it does show as growing on that screen. So hopefully you should get a nice sunflower appear there. That would be pretty cool. Right, let's get back to the pickup. Apologies for that. I forgot to show you that. Right, if I hop over the fence, first of all, I'll show you these. This is the 3 posts. So, if we cut this post down, it will permanently remove all power lines in this area. So, it is just going to be the ones on this farm. So, like these ones here, we'll get rid of those. It will not get rid of those out here and along this edge. It keeps all those. It's just the ones that run through this farm. You'll see them a bit better when I go into build mode. This one gets rid of all loose scrap in this area. Again, it's just on this abandoned farm. And then this gets rid of all the trees, so all these. So basically anything that is in this fence line. We do have a fence going all the way around, although some of it is missing, which is again is pretty cool. So, oh, it probably will get rid of those actually, because it is in that fence line. So let me show you. We've got an abandoned shelter with an old tractor in, so that tractor will come under the scrap post if you get rid of that. These buildings, you will have to buy the land, and then you can sell all the buildings and the old animal pastures and pens, the old farmhouse. You can sell all the buildings by owning the land, so you can't at the minute. But look, that's what I mean about getting charged for getting rid of that barn. So it's going to charge us 6,253 to get rid of that scrap, that barn, which is pretty cool. Again, the shelter, it's going to charge us. We've got electricity poles here, we could get rid of that. Here's the old animal barns and shelters. You can sell them off if you own the land. You do get left with some straw and manure when you sell them off, which is pretty cool. The scrap again comes into all little bits like this, and there's some junk over here, but all this abandoned house you can sell, and there's another one of these. You can even sell that if you want. That is going to charge you 6 grand. In fact, you can sell that now. Look, we don't have to own it, and you can rename them if you want as well. So you will get charged for getting rid of some of these. You can also get rid of all the fence in demolish mode. It doesn't reduce the slot count. As you can see, it is a bit patchy. We've got this old abandoned farm entrance, which is pretty cool. That will again charge you for getting rid of that. So just something to note. I did do a little video of what that area looks like with everything removed. I didn't get rid of the fence line, but got rid of the trees, the electricity poles, all the buildings. It is quite a huge area, so I'm going to show you that now quick. So pretty impressive. Nice big area. Right, let's carry on with the tour. I don't think I need to tell you anything more about that area. Oh, what I was going to do actually. Oh no, I won't. I've showed you the video. I was going to cut those 3 poles down, but I won't. I'll show you the stream, because basically me showing the video of that area, it shows you what it will get rid of. So that's pretty smart. Huge forest area there. There's another one of those watchtowers in there, but you can't quite see it because the trees are too tall. So like I say, if you pick a plot that's got a nice chunk of forest in there for 85 grand, you are going to easily make that back. Easily. So just to the right there, we've got another electricity thing which, like I say, we can turn that noise off. And talking of noises, as we move into this area, I'm going to leave the pickup there. We've got this burner. Look at that. How cool is that? Now, that is very loud, so I won't get too near just yet. But the detail in that, where it's been burning away, it's like, oh, it's just awesome. But again, if we come up to this icon, as you can see in the help menu, you can turn it on and off. We'll turn it off for now. That's very smart though. Very cool detail. Right, just here we got a methane fill up jobby, and we also have an electric charging station just there. This is our BGA. Pretty standard setup, and like I said earlier, if you buy this area, it will not make you own these production points. You will need to come up to them, but this is very cheap again. 25 grand to buy the BGA. That is mad. So all your usual sort of tip-in jobby thingies like that. Got another entrance there. Just over here we have got a slurry pit. We can open this gate. Look at this. How cool has this been done? These are spinning round. We've got a gold nugget out there. Now you've got to try and jump onto those, because I won't collect that, but if you jump in there you can't jump back out. Oh, it stinks. You need to get up these stairs, and you need to time that right again, like so. I think I will collect that actually after all that effort. So that is pretty smart, which has been done then. That gives us 2 collectibles. That will help with showing you something down at the gold hut, which is pretty impressive. Right, we've got another water refill point just there, and a huge bunker silo just over there. So that is the BGA area. If we move down towards the bottom, we've got the lime production and the gold production. There's a nice big shed there. That does have lights on just here, which is pretty cool. You can't go out this way, again we've got the crosses, but it does look pretty cool. We need to open this gate and then drive down, and as you can see we do have a bit of room and space to put down something else. So I'll stop that a minute. First of all, on this side we've got the lime production point. I probably will buy that actually, just so you can see it. So it's only 20 grand, again very cheap. So if we go into that, this you'll need to put stones and water in to get lime out, so pretty smart. So you'll tip in your stones there, and then when your lime's ready it'll appear there. Now this is the gold production point. Again pretty cheap, 30 grand considering what you're probably going to earn from your gold. If we go to this, you are going to need stones, so it's going to be definitely worth collecting stones on this map. Stones, water, bear in mind you've got a water point on this same area and it's free, but you are going to need some methane, so that's pretty smart there. But obviously you can fill up from that point I showed you, and then you're going to get gold, which is pretty cool. And I'm guessing that appears there. Now, one thing I've just thought of, let me check the description, is, what does it say about, also a gold production plant to aid in washing stones for gold, then smelted to gold bullion. So I'm presuming all the smelting is obviously done there, and then you will get, I don't know, maybe pallets of gold bullion. So that's pretty cool. And then we can sell the gold. We go into our sell point and go right down the bottom. You can sell your gold at the farmer market products, which is obviously up the top by the shop there. So that's going to be the one where you sell your pallets and things like that, which I showed you next to the wall sell point. So at least you have got to drive somewhere to sell them. Right, let's carry on round. So like I said earlier, there's not a huge amount to actually see and get through on this map, but it's kind of talking about what things do and things like that without obviously giving away too much info on the gold nuggets, but I can tell you everything else. Right, if we go down this route, past the abandoned farm again, over a cool wooden bridge. This is the stream that you can get rid of. I'll show you that in a second. In fact, I've gone the wrong way. I knew that would happen. We needed to take this before we went over the bridge. I'm getting caught out now. So the abandoned farm all on your right. Honestly, that is, I've got all sorts of ideas and things going through my head now. It's dangerous. Huge forest area again on our left and huge open space on our right. So if you did cut down that first post, it would get rid of all these electricity poles here if you wanted to. I think they look pretty cool, to be honest with you. Over this bridge, I'll turn that off so you can hear me. We've got that other sign here. Now if I buy a chainsaw, anyone will do, if I get that out, it will not let me cut that down because we do not own this land. So if we go up here and buy, it's actually on this plot 21, as you can see. If we buy plot 21 like so, it should allow us now to cut that down. The stream disappears. Dry stream. Ooh, look at that. But what you could do now is you could, if you wanted to get rid of the stream, a landscape, level that all across, fill that in. So you'd probably end up with this permanent bridge, but you could fill that in if you wanted to. But I quite like that stream, if I'm honest. I think it's pretty cool. Right, let's head on round this way. I will stop the pickup around about here. Now, there is a train that comes along here every so often. You cannot use it. It is just for decoration. It will run across through here. In fact, we can't even go any further than this. But it will run across through there. It makes an awesome sound, as you can imagine a train would do. If you come up to this building, if you watch the help menu, you can turn the train traffic off. So the train will not chug its way through there if you don't want it to. But again, I think it's a cool feature. I would leave that on. Hopefully it will appear while we're in this area. So this is the lake I was talking about. So I should imagine you can fill up with water. Lovely little area. We run round. We've got people camping like so. Now we do have another one there. But again, if you jump in the water, you won't be able to jump up onto that sort of pole pillar to get it. So how would you get that? If you come up to this tent, look, can you see the help menu, enable cheat platform? If we hit circle, I'm not going to show you any more. That is it, because I don't want to ruin it. Right, this is the train yard sale point, which basically is all of this train all the way down there. Different categories it's split up, which I think is very cool what Jim's done there. So this is obviously our bale sale point, which is pretty cool. And the reason for the forklift is obviously so you can lift things up to there. So we've got our shed here, We've got the forklift there. We do have an electric charging point there as well, which is pretty cool. So your bale sale point there, this is going to be for all your pallets and produce again. And then we've got our grain carts. Now, you're probably thinking, well, how do I get up in there? All the cart doors are open. But if you remember, we do have this fella. So you can jump into this, you can line it up over these, and you can sell your goods. So it's very, very cool. I like that. Very smart indeed. So I'll show you on the map. So we came past the abandoned farm all the way to the BGA area, did this, came back out. Down there I drove too far, I was meant to go there, but we went along, cut the post down. We are now here. So this is a train yard, as you can see. So you can sell pretty much everything at that train yard, which is pretty cool. I like that. Great option. Over here is the gold hut. So it's pretty cool, lovely detail. If we go into here, even's got the right time, look. We've got our map. Now these post-it notes, I don't know if you can read them, but this one here on the left says gold nuggets, last reported sightings. At last count 20 to find. So that's obviously the 20 that we can find. Then it says red pins are not found, green pins collected. Now, as you can see, we've got 2 green pins there and there. So that is the 2 we actually collected, which I think is awesome. So basically when you collect one, it will turn the red pins into green. So that was the one up by the big rock that we went inside, and that was the one in the slurry on the BGA bit. So that's going to give you a rough idea where they are. So that's pretty smart. I would imagine they're not hugely hard to find, but it's going to be remembering, seeing this is right up here, if you're trying to find some that are down here, remembering exactly where they are. Right, let's jump back in the pickup and we'll carry on round. There is one more sell point as part of the train yard, which we'll see as we head on out, and that is to sell wood, which again is a very cool feature. So if we stop just here and jump out, you can pull up into this zone. Look, we've got our wood cart for the train, and then your icon's just there to sell your wood. Look at this, that is an awesome sound. You get too close to that. If you follow Alien Jim on Facebook, you probably would have seen some of the videos that he put up of the train and the fire going like that, and his YouTube channel. He did put some videos up on when he was working on it, which is pretty cool. And now you get to see it in real life. Well, not real life, but on the map. So this is quite a huge sort of forestry area down this part of the map. It's not quite as open, but obviously you can clear these areas if you want to. And then we head on down this way. I could have come down further and gone up this road, but it would kind of taking me in the wrong way, the way I wouldn't want to go in, if that makes sense. This does feel like you're driving down to the shop now, though, on no man's land. It's got that vibe about it. Right, we're heading into the last area, guys. Apologies for the amount of time I've taken, but like I say, I'm trying to show you all the things and details. And talking of details, listen to this. I mean, that sound doesn't have to be in there, does it? That could just spin round and not do that. That is awesome. Unbelievable. Right, we've got our sawmill. I will show you on the map. So we came all the way along here, past that area, down. We are now in here. This is Sawmill South. And like I said, this is not the production point or chain of the sawmill. This is purely a sell point. So your wood chips in here, you can just about see them through the grain or the grate grill. And then we've got our wood logs sale point just there with your little icon. There's a few sheds in here you might be able to use, so that's pretty smart. If we head on down this way, I will go through here. This is our last sort of area, and I'm going to stop there. We've got another water point just there. This is our gas station. You can fill up here, which is pretty smart. The detail on these pumps as well though, the little keypads, awesome. And again, you can see the cars running through and driving past, but we can't go out there, but it does make it feel like you are actually somewhere. It's pretty smart. So yeah, gas station, and then we have the gas station sell point. This is where you can sell methane if you want, so that's pretty cool. We've got another cash point. I was trying to say cash point and machine at the same time, and then we got this ladder. If I come up to that, it says extend ladder, but I'm not going to take that any further. This one's a little bit more challenging, so to speak. But that is it, guys. I think I've covered everything. Again, apologies for going on a bit too much, but I thought I'd point out a few things. But that is the Western Wilds by Alien Jim. And I hope you have all enjoyed the map tour. I think this is an awesome map. A lot of people are going to be playing on this. But if you have enjoyed it, please drop us a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.